Hey guys, I am back with another video. Today's going to be a short tutorial. Um, but before we begin, I want to say a huge thank you to anyone who subscribed in the last week. Um, every single subscriber is huge, and every single like, comment, all that stuff. I am trying to become a Fortnite creator, and so I really appreciate all the support. So with that being said, let's get started. Here we have the Rift to Go. Now, if you've ever used a Rift to Go, it takes you up into the sky and it warps anyone with you. It doesn't do damage. But I'm going to show you how you can use the Rift to Go. Let's get another one here. It can be found in consumables right here. So in creative, in your games or whatever that you create, you can use the Rift to Go to kill people as a weapon. First off, we're going to need to set up, this is all we're going to need, is these 6 things. The Rift to Go, which is really small there. We'll need 2 team settings pads. We'll need a player spawn, a damage volume barrier, like an elimination zone basically, and this is just how I'm going to do it to be really simple in this tutorial as a hover platform. So first off, we're going to want to make sure, just for our settings, we'll do team any. It's not an island start. We'll keep it visible. We're good to go. Now let's set up our barrier. So we're going to copy this. And you're going to want to go as high as you can go to the sky. And in the middle of your world. And we went too high. Okay, so if you go too high, that'll happen. So let's see if we can reach that. I'm going to put it here and then try to go higher. Okay. So just for, this is high enough. So now we're going to need that device, which is the damage volume. And if you can't place it on it, that means we are too high still. So let's go down a little bit. There. And now we can delete all of these. Okay. So this was the hardest part. Getting this set up. You could build up to here, you don't have to place it on a hover platform. We'll keep the zone visible actually just for this tutorial, but I would normally have the zone invisible. The width you're going to want to have is at 100, depth at 100, keep the height at 1, elimination, you could turn it all the way up to 500, 1 second, safe team, this is important. So, and this trick will only work in team games, but it's still really cool. So we'll say the safe team is team 1. Shield damage on, affects creatures, players, vehicles. Enabled at game start. So all this is good to go. And you'll see this damage barrier spreads pretty far. If for some reason your map below was really big, I'm not sure exactly if Rift to Goes would spawn you over here, but I don't think it works that way. And I've used it before on other maps. So we've got a giant damage barrier, and what's going to happen is I'm on team 1 right now by default, and we've got this set up. So now all we have to do is give team, let's say this is team 1. This is team 2. You don't actually need these, but if you're creating a game, you will need something like this. So what you would do is you'd give team 1 Rift to Goes. And just drop that on there. And you wouldn't give team 2 Rift to Goes. But for the sake of the tutorial, I'll give team 2 Rift to Goes as well. Alright, so In settings, you'll need to make sure that spawns are set so that we spawn on the spawn pads. And we are good to go. Okay, so here I am. I'm on team 1. If I use the rift to go, I come out of the sky, and everything's fine. And you can see, you don't even see that, because that was so high that you didn't even really see it. So now I'm going to end that game, and I'll show you what happens if you're on the other team. So now we're going to say team 2. So, if this was a game mode, let's say you're on Team 2, and Team 1's the hunters or whatever, and they come up to you, and they use a rift to go on you. Boom, you're in the sky, and we didn't die. Something went wrong. Oh, I know what it was. Since Fortnite's updated, one thing you have to turn on is that teams are custom. Actually, maybe this has always been the case, but and we're gonna give infinite ammo. Okay, so now if we start the game, and we should still be on Team 2, it's gonna keep us on Team 2. If you don't have teams set to custom, it's gonna automatically put you on Team 1 if there's only one person. Pretty sure that's what happened. And there we go. Almost instantly killed after the rift's been used, and spawning back on the ground. We'll try it again. And just for the sake of science, I'm gonna walk way out here. I'll probably have to fast forward this part. So here I've walked to the edge of the island, and that damage barrier basically reaches right above us still. But we're gonna stand out here and try this. Okay. So, if you're using this technique, you'll either want to set up multiple elimination barriers in the sky, or just keep the easier way to do this would just have your game map be smaller, and you could also set up barriers that connect to the edges of this. It's a pretty reliable way to use rifts to deal damage or instantly kill your opponents. It could be used for games like tag, where you have hunters and hiders, and so they could, when you find the person that's hiding, you could just rift them and kill them, and they could spawn back, or they could be just out of the game. You could also do like just a normal team-based game where the rift to go was just something that one team could use. So I'm hoping that in the future one thing that they might change in Fortnite is the ability to set up, like, if weapons are like rift to goes were used, that either team could use them and that the other team would die. But right now I don't know how to do that. I don't think there's a way to do that yet. But that's it, guys. Hope you enjoyed this video. Maybe someone will create a cool map using this technique. I might be working on one myself. But yeah, I will see you guys next time.